Hey everyone. While watching this week's episode of The Bad Batch, I noticed something that honestly I think has been right in front of us this entire time. At the end of the episode, we see the group struggling with the loss of their ship, the Marauder, and the lack of long range communication. After finding a nearby spaceport, which seems to be abandoned, they finally find a way to send their transmission back to Sid on Ord Mantell. They explain to her that their ship was stolen and that they'll need a pickup. After hearing this, Sid seems unbothered. She tells them that they'll need to figure it out themselves because she is way too busy with other business. This obviously angers Hunter and the rest of the group, who plead with her to send help and explain to her that she was the one that sent them on that mission in the first place. They remind her of all the times that they went on a mission for her and made a profit for her while putting their own lives in danger. After continued defiance and honestly a bit of whining, she agrees to send help, but not for a couple of days. Hunter explains to Sid that they are low on rations and that they won't survive, but she just ends the transmission there without saying another word. Now, this really aggravated me. Why would she say this and show so little care for the Bad Batch after everything they have done for her, unless it was her idea? As many may know, earlier in the episode, we see an unknown scavenger steal the Marauder, which causes a huge argument, but more importantly, leaves the team stranded. I have a suspicion that the scavenger was hired or at least sent by Sid. Think about it. The planet from what we know now is barren, with no signs of intelligent life. Except for the scavenger, we didn't really see any other life forms apart from the creatures that came storming in, overrunning the Bad Batch in the beginning of the episode. So I think the scavenger who took the ship must have been sent by someone. And who else than the one Trandoshan who knows exactly where the group will be and when they'll be. We know Sid has a lot of debt with a lot of people. And we also know from what Greenie Milegi said in episode 4 of the season that Sid can't be trusted and that she'll use anyone to get anything no matter who it is or who she is hurting. Now, I think Sid has been this way from the very beginning. Obviously, she was written to be someone who seemingly has her secrets and someone who isn't always straightforward with her customers, especially the Bad Batch, unless it is to work an angle or to earn a profit. And even then, her goal is to earn as much money as possible while sharing the least amount of information. I have seen this from season 1, and I think a lot of people have as well. We really see this come into light in this episode, more than any other episode. I say this because we haven't really seen her go to an extreme like this. I mean, she hasn't really left the team on a planet before, which is a lot worse than anything she has done, and she has done some pretty shady stuff. After Sid does this, I think the Bad Batch might realize they can't rely on her anymore in bad situations and can start to do their own business that aim to actually help people or fight the Empire instead of just earn Sid money. They will still need a source of income and a place to live, but I just don't think that'll be with Sid. If they do stay in business with her, I think they'll tell her off very quickly, but I'm going to get to that in a minute. And again, I don't think the Marauder being stolen and the Bad Batch being trapped was by accident. I think it could have very likely have been planned by Sid in an attempt to sell their ship or even give someone their coordinates in order to find them. And if it was an accident, it's either she really doesn't care that they are stuck because to her they are just another path towards a profit, or she really was the one that hired the scavenger in the first place. While I only really have talked about the negatives of the situation, not that there are many positives, I think that there is one possibility for why Sid is so hesitant on rescuing them. This is because she's being tracked by the Empire. If she was being questioned by the Empire and wanted to keep the Bad Batch safe, she most likely wouldn't want them at her place of business. And I would imagine the Empire is going to start looking for the Bad Batch a lot more now because of things like Cody leaving if he's still alive and the Empire tracking his movements, or even the Gungi situation. And I really think the Empire are involved with Gungi or have been involved with Gungi in the past. But if you want to see my thoughts on that, go check that out in one of my other videos on my channel. Anyway, Sid has definitely started to show her true colors during this episode. Not that she hasn't already, but again, she hasn't really done anything like this before. So I think it is going to be interesting to see her and the Bad Batch's relationship from here. I am also really interested to see her along with Hunter and Omega, because in the past she has actually shown a lot of care for Omega, so that could come into play when she's deciding whether or not to save them on future missions if they get to that situation again. And knowing the Bad Batch, they're going to get to that situation again. And if Hunter thinks Sid is a danger to Omega, he will really let that be known, and the Bad Batch, I would imagine, would immediately stop working with Sid. I think in the next episode we will see the Bad Batch's interaction with Sid, and I don't think it's going to be a very good one. I think tensions are going to be very high and something big will happen. Now, I don't know what that something big is yet, but I think it could either be they move away from Sid for good, or they just find out that Sid was the one that had their ship stolen in the first place. Whatever it is, I really hope there are consequences for her actions, because what she did, no matter the reason, was so scummy. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoy the video. If you want to see other videos like it, feel free to subscribe. And if you like this one specifically, feel free to leave a like and a comment. Have a great rest of your day, and as usual, may the force be with you.